All right, all right, all right. We are live. We should be live. Let's check. Hello, everybody. In the meantime, I'm using a new system right here. So let me just see before we get started if everything is good. Layout editor. Let's check out. I cannot see my... Okay, here we go. All right. We are live, yes. So welcome to you. Welcome everybody. Gordon here for this Q&A live stream. I've got the light on. I've got the quality should be pretty good. And also I've got this Streamlabs that I'm using, which is a software that enables me to go live. And we've got a lot of things to cover. I've got some questions that some of you have sent me this time. Some of you have sent me some time ago as well, which I collected. And this is how we're gonna do this live stream. So I'm gonna just go and quickly, before we get started, check if everything really is good, the sound and everything. I can see, I think now the chat right now, which is cool. So let's see, videos and the live. No, I cannot see the live here. Okay, sound is good. No, I cannot see the live here. Yeah, sound is good. Okay, all good. Awesome. Let's get into it. I've got the notes on my channel, actually on my phone, okay, on my notes, so we can get started. In the meantime, if you're doing the live, you're gonna tune in. That's fantastic. We welcome you on this, I call them impromptu live over here. And we had a pretty much a good, let's say, last month when it comes to, I just have my questions here that, that you sent me. So I've got my tea, which is important. I don't know if it's something that you love. I've got my tea with milk. That's how I love it. So this would be like an interaction. You can also send me your questions if you want. There's a chat on the right hand side, this side, no, this side, on your side, depending where you're watching, because I know that a lot of people watch my content, which I'm gonna talk about also tonight, from, guess what, from TV, which I was pretty astonished to see, you know. I thought that mobile is the most people that consume my content, but now I saw that it's through TV, which is awesome. So that's one thing that I can share with you, and also maybe later on, if you have questions about analytics and stuff like that, which I'm not like super into it, but sometimes I go and check them out. You can ask also in the chat or in the comments down below. As I was saying earlier, there we had a pretty good month when it comes to views that I had on all my social media platforms. So I'm on TikTok. If you are not following me on that, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. The handle is @ITSGORDONTRAVELS. And then I have this main channel, which I'm transmitting this live. And also I have a second channel, which is Gordon Travels Shorts, which I post the shorts that I post on like YouTube Shorts and other shorts, like 3-minute videos on that channel as well. I know that some of you either follow me on this main channel or you came from, I don't know, Instagram or something like that. So welcome to you. And through that, through my platforms, again, I'm a small, very small content creator, nothing big, but I did over 270,000 views, okay, on my last video, which is something that for a local content, I think it's pretty good numbers. This was not a sponsored video. It was all organic, also all organic. People somehow resonated with the content, and really grateful for what happened with the video, the exposure that the small business and their family had throughout my videos, which is the end of the goal, you know. And funny enough, it started because I reached out, sending them a message through Instagram, which I saw them, and that's how it all started. We connected, and the rest is history, as they say in English. So let's get into, so basically this is what I wanted to cover in the beginning of this stream. I know that today is the carnival. Some people are outside celebrating the carnival. I will go tomorrow. I will go somewhere tomorrow. Probably it will be Valletta, much more than ever. And last year I did a video, so make sure you go and watch it. I did a video, half of the day I spent in Valletta, and then I took the ferry from Valletta to Gozo, and I spent the evening there, which I met the guy Gavin, that Scottish guy Gavin, the naughty guy Gavin, which was me basically, but I put some carnival costume there, and Gavin the builder. And it was fun, you know, the difference. You could see the difference between the two styles. You can call them styles of carnival. Nowadays, it's even more wide. It has been celebrated broadly in Malta. Why? Because these small towns like Paola, many other, Hamrun, you know, all these villages and cities are now celebrating during this week that we had coming to then this weekend, this carnival. And this goes, I believe, through Wednesday or Tuesday is the last days. But it's good because people can go from one town to another. They see the floats, the carnival floats, and the costumes, the music. This is what it's all about. And it's good to see now that also small villages, let's call them villages, are organizing this as well. All right, so happy carnival once again to all of you out there. And I've got a list of questions here, which, like I said, I would love to cover. And we're gonna start with your Q&As. All right, so this is like a general question. Let's get ready for this. And again, these questions are, I'm reading the question, I'm gonna share on top of my mind, like I always do, no script at all. So what's the best time of the year to visit Malta? Okay, so I've got questions, a lot of questions in the beginning. Malta, so we're gonna cover that. All right, best time. All right, for me, let's start for me. For me, the best time, it would be either in, let's see. I think there's two periods of the year. One, it would be before summer get into the like August time. So I would say May could be interesting. May, the month of May, and then I would go for late September, like 15 September till mid-October. Why? Because you could still come and swim and do all the things, activities outside. The weather is fantastic as well. Both May, I'm talking about May, and also September, October. And you could breathe, like you could really, instead of encountering a lot of people to, for example, this chaos that happened with Blue Lagoon. Now they are restricting access to Blue Lagoon. If you are coming here and you're looking to go there, especially in summer or whatever, just go and check out online. There's news about that. They are restricting the access to Blue Lagoon. One of that reason, I mean, us Maltese, we rarely go there. I used to go when I was much more younger because of that reason. You know, you cannot like breathe. That's the word. You cannot breathe. You cannot enjoy it as much as when it's late after, you know, after like the summer, the peak time of summer goes by. That's the ideal way to have fun in there. And that's why, you know, hence September, October, still the weather is good. You could see people posting that people are swimming, still swimming, and the weather is not that crazy. You know, you're not gonna encounter like 40 degrees above weather during that time. So that's my take on this question. The best time of the year to visit Malta, it's either the month of May, before the peak, and after summer, late September, October. Okay, the other question is, how many days do you recommend staying in Malta? Well, from 3 to 5 days or 3 to a week, it's good. That way you can cover most of the mainland, and then you can go to Gozo, which is definitely a place to visit for sure. Definitely, never skip Gozo, guys. Never skip Gozo. And the other one is, do I need a visa to visit Malta? Depends where you're coming from. Best way to check if you need visa is there's a website called passportindex. I believe .org or .net. I think it's .org. Maybe you take a note of that. Passportindex.org, or you can type passport index on Google. Go there, select your passport. Again, because I don't know who ask these questions by name or where they're from. So you can check if you need visa. In that case, you need to apply for visa. If not, you just come and welcome and enjoy your holiday. The other question is, what's the best way to get around Malta? Is public transport reliable? All right. Well, it has improved. So the best way to move around Malta, one way it could be public transport. Nowadays, they have really improved in the last years. They have really improved the network. So we can go from one place to another, etc., much more frequently. Why I'm saying this? Because I'm a frequent user of the transportation, bus transportation, public transport. Also, with the inclusion of these apps, you know, these taxi apps. Okay, we've got 2 major ones or 3 major ones over here. Let's say 3 major ones over here, without mentioning the names and everything, because they're not sponsoring the video. So that's the other alternative. That's how I see it. So both ways, or if you want to drive here, which is another option, you can do as well. But if you're coming here for 3 to 5 days, 3 to 7 days, definitely I would go for public transport and these taxi apps that we have over here. Okay, so that is my take on this question. All right, we said this. The question is Malta expensive for tourists? Again, this is subjective. Depends on where you're coming from. Depends what kind of budget you allocate to your holiday. As a matter of fact, if you're into like you travel with a budget and everything, I would suggest you to go down below this video. There's a link that is for the ultimate travel tracker, my ultimate travel tracker that I've created, I've put together. It's a Google sheet, which is definitely a good resource for travel. And basically you can put one of the features, you can put your budget. Let's say you're coming with your better half or with a family of 4, you can put your budget, and then you can list your expenses and everything, so you can track how much you spent on that holiday. So regarding on the topic, if Malta is expensive for tourists, I think comparatively to other countries, it's quite in the middle. I wouldn't say it's the most expensive or the least expensive, because in Europe there are they do exist countries that are much more lower expenses. But I believe that it's right down in the middle. Okay, right down in the middle. There's good hotels, there's good restaurants, there's medium restaurants, and then there is the cheaper ones as well, like to eat. It's not gonna cost you if you know where to look, obviously, because some of you might say, oh, because when I went there it was expensive. But again, there's so many where to look. You need to look for. It's like if I go to Romania, if I go to another country, I can find the high end, and I can find middle, and I can find the cheap ones. Okay, and that's how I look at it in every single country. But then the hotels, there's now with the Airbnbs and stuff like that, you can look where to stay. Obviously, if you're gonna stay like around Slima, St. Julian's, you're gonna pay higher than the rest of the mainland. If you go Gozo, it's even better pricing. So again, depends on your budget, guys. Depends on the budget that you have. But definitely, it's in the mid on the table. Is Malta safe for solo travelers? 100%. I'm gonna be short on this. 100%, definitely. And I think it's one of the best ways, if you're gonna travel solo here, to see the island, to interact with people. You see me. This is why I do videos, basically. I've been doing videos not on YouTube, but since I was, I don't know, 14, 15, I always started with photo camera. Then the digital camera era started when I was, I don't know, I think the first one I had when I was 18 or 17, something like that, like 3.1 pixels, megapixels. And then continuing with this, with what I'm doing right now with this channel is mainly is to meet good people. Okay, that's my tagline. To meet good people, to give them a voice. They can express themselves, what they like, what they don't like, etc., etc. So as a solo traveler, you are forced to make friends. You are forced to ask. So here, 100% you're gonna love it. And the good thing about it is also the now it's multicultural. It has changed and shifted a lot from back in the days, due to the open spectrum of the acceptance of visas from third world countries like Philippines, Nepal, Bangladesh, and India. So you're gonna meet a lot of, are gonna see a lot and meet a lot of people from diverse cultures, there's diversification. That's how it has changed as well, and that helps you as well, allows you as well, and to see a different side, because as a small island with this now becoming a globalized island, we can call it. There's the positives out of there, and you come and see it for yourself as well. All right. The next one is, what are the must-visit places in Malta? I think I had this question like a lot in the past, let's say 6 months here. So I did a video about this. I did 5 underrated. So go and check it out. It's a short video on this channel. Okay, go check it out on my shorts here. It's called the 5 underrated places in Malta you must visit. So definitely you need to visit those 5 places when you're here. And apart from that, obviously there's touristic areas like Slima, beautiful promenade, St. Julian's. Again, depends if you like that crowd. If you're into hiking and adventure and walking and stuff like that, go on the west coast, which I think one or two places I mentioned on that video that I mentioned are on the west coast. So west coast is beautiful for hiking. There's the Victoria Lines, Blatatal Mel, beautiful. there's Dingley Cliffs. That area is very raw. Few people live there, so if you're that kind of person, definitely that. If you like quiet areas, Gozo is fantastic. You can wake up in the morning, go have breakfast, much more chill, small squares. It's much more like wholesome. So again, depends. If you like rush, discos, entertainment, St. Julian's is your place. There's the casino and discotheques and a lot of restaurants and the life of the party kind of thing. Again, I just gave you some nuggets right there. All right, what are the best areas to stay in Malta for first-time visitors? If I would be first-time visitor, I would be like central. So I would stay around Valletta, okay, around Valletta. Why I'm saying that is because from there I can go anywhere. It's like the hub for me to go to the south, to the central cities, north. I can go to Gozo from there. So I would recommend the area around Valletta, Floriana, that area, okay, if I'm the first time visitor. I can, because from there you can also catch the ferry to Slima, and then you can go to St. Julian's from Slima, is very close by. So it's the capital city. I would go that area. Or Bujibba area, Aura area. Again, for a reason of there's promenade, there's plenty of restaurants and hotels, etc., etc. But again, it's quite touristy. Aura Bujibba. Valletta, it's much more local, if I can call it local. There's more people like local living there. There's workers, etc., etc. Because it's the capital city. All right. What else we have? So what are your top travel destinations so far? Okay. So we switch to other things here. So so I've been to 23 countries. I haven't been traveling that much lately because of work, because content creation is not my full time yet. I would love to see that growing and become that hopefully soon. So I must say that my top destination is Dallas, actually Fort Worth, Texas in United States could be one of them. Second one, and I will give you some reasons why. Second one, I believe it will be. Let's see, because I need to find the reason. I think Halkidiki, Greece. Halkidiki, Greece. It's in the north of Greece near Thessaloniki. Is the other one. So Fort Worth, Texas, Halkidiki, Greece, and let's see. I would go for my beautiful Scotland as well, I think, because I selected 3 different styles as well for you. So let's start with Fort Worth, Texas. So I went 2014. We saw, I mean, we had a lot of things because I went for a conference as well and holiday, but the culture that we immersed, the food, the people, especially the rodeo. We went to the rodeo. It was something different. I love how Americans, create these events. That's why they are number one when you see these events like the Super Bowl, the NBA finals, and all this. They really put a lot of effort, and you could see that standard, that high standard, which is fantastic. And the food was phenomenal every single time. Had the chance to dress like a cowboy when we went to the rodeo. It was really fantastic. And we did some volunteering as well, which is something that I always love to do. I never filmed it as well, but it's something that I really liked. And we went to the theme park, Six Flags over Texas, which I'm not a big fond of these crazy theme parks. But even there, the ambience, a lot of things to do, even on the ground, it's quite surreal. Then Halkidiki, why it was Halkidiki? It's because of the nature, serenity, the sea, and the events when I went there on the beach, which was phenomenal. Yes, I've been to Santorini before the Instagram era. You know, this Instagram era that the reality. Have you ever saw that, the reality versus what they show you on Instagram, which is true. But before Instagram was better, was beautiful. You know, less people. There wasn't this crazy of the photos every single time, and I had the chance to go prior to Instagram. So prior to Instagram, I went to Santorini. Like we did like an island hopping: Santorini, Mykonos, Ios. I went to Corfu as well a couple of times. So, but I still, like today, if I would go Halkidiki, which is in the mainland, it's a better option. If you're looking for tranquility, we went on a resort. We went like horse riding and everything, but I loved it. I loved it so much. That area, Halkidiki area. Okay, you can go swim as well. So there's beaches and everything that you imagine when it comes to Greece. You know, and the last one that I mentioned is Scotland. So I used to live there. Some of you may know, some of you don't know. I used to live there. I did my apprenticeship for a year there in a small village. Maybe that's why I love small villages. Who knows? I was 18, so the nature, my friends, unbelievable. Great people in there. The nature, waterfalls. You have got everything, you know. And I had the chance to go all around it. Pretty much all around it, you know, the Edinburgh, the West Coast, Oban, which is the West Coast, up in the north, Aviemore, you know, the Highlands. Everywhere you look is like, wow, 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 wow. And I saw all the seasons. I had the chance to go to see it in the summer, like their summer, not summer like here. I had the chance to see also in winter, the heavy winters, which was the first time for me to see like -13 and counting in -13 weathers. But it was all fun, you know. It's part of the journey, part of the fun and the experience at the end of the day. So those are the three countries, top travel destinations so far, you know, and the reason why. So what's on your bucket list, Gordon, for your future travels? Oh, I keep adding things in my bucket list, and one of them, actually two of them, are South America, because I speak Spanish, and before I lose the language, because I don't practice it much, I would love to go there, you know, maybe starting from one and then moving on towards, it's like a journey towards the north, so from south to north or north to south, you know. There's a program on BBC, I think one of the best ones if you're into travel and adventure. It's called Around the World, I believe, in 80 days, something like that. And basically they are couples that they have stages, and they need to go with the same amount, how much it costs from London to that place, like the amount of money in pounds. They need to use it to go from, for example, the first season I believe was from Mexico to Ushuaia, which is the literally last place on earth. That's what they call it, you know. So they had to work. They cannot catch flights. They need to work, obviously. They need to travel by bus in the evening. They need to save money, budget, and all that. And at the end, they are in a race. So whoever comes first wins the race. So that's how I loved to see myself seeing there South America. So also it's a great exposure to these countries to see their beauty. Also Asia. I've never been to Asia. In Africa, I've been only in the north, just Tunisia here. But Asia, I would love to see. I think it will be great also for videos, from what I see. You know, Asia, like Philippines. I know some words in Filipino, like Philippines, and then Sri Lanka, those countries, Vietnam, and then obviously if you go higher, it's like South Korea, Japan. You know, I love it. Again, different cultures, great different people. I would have to see how we're gonna communicate because I don't know their languages. Anyhow, English will take you places, they say. All right, so do you do content creation full time? No, I said that already. No, it's not my full time. Or do you have a job? I'm a freelancer, so I do edit videos for small businesses. I do reels and things like that. That's my full time. But again, I'm a freelancer, and on the side I do the content creation that you see on my channels, on my socials as well. So how do you plan your trips? Do you book everything in advance or go with the flow? Previously I used to plan my trips. Like, plan is like, maybe it's not the right word. I would select places or things to do. If I'm within a group environment, I would tell them, listen, we could go there in the morning, and then in the evening we could go there, or we can go lunch in this place. But then it's like with the flow, because when you're traveling, you sometimes miss the train, or the train didn't come, or you missed this, or it took you long to arrive there. So you need to adjust. But at the end of the day, if you have a couple of things in mind, or maybe you wrote them down, and then without stressing yourself, oh, I didn't go there, because it happened in the beginning stages of my travel. Now it's like much more with the flow. So even where to stay and everything, then depends also if you're gonna stay long. If you took like few days trips, and if you know somebody when you go there, so they can guide you better, which is the fantastic thing to have, you know, like someone in that country that you're going, that can show you around, that can tell you where to go, where to stay, blah blah blah, where to eat especially. So, but I will plan definitely, because plan, how they say it, if there's a saying, you know, when you plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's the word. All right, the other one now, it's into how do you find cheap flights and accommodations. Underneath this video there's links for this. Also, you can find them on my ultimate travel tracker, which is also down below, as I mentioned earlier. I use Skyscanner first when I do research, and Google Flights, because that's the best way to see it. And then I will see if the official site of the airline company comparing, usually it's bad comparing to this, but to see, and then I book my flights there. But Skyscanner is number one of the best out there. And accommodations, booking.com mostly. I would love to try this hostelworld.com. And for activities, Get Your Guide, which is again in my ultimate travel tracker. You find all these that I mentioned, guys. Even the app that I mentioned, Bean, which is an app, BEEN, which is an app that you can track where you have been. So all these are on the ultimate travel tracker Google Sheet. So what's the best way to pack light for long-term travel? So it's a mindset thing. Number one is, if you're trying to get a lot of things and you would love to have like a 40-liter bag, and you're going for a long trip and you're taking a lot of clothes, just think about that. All you need is select 3 to 5 like t-shirts, 2 long trousers or like 2 shorts and some socks and some underwear. Those are the main. And then obviously toiletries, few toiletries and everything. You have everything you need, because let's say one of your t-shirts ripped, you can easily go and buy. So you don't need, for example, big jackets. You know, I learned this once. I give you like a story here, storyline. I don't remember the year, but once I was in Rome, and because of a heavy bag, I lost my flight to Malta. So I had to stay overnight, and it was a big hassle. I had to pay to purchase again a new flight and everything. That's because my suitcase handle broke, so I had to carry nearly 29 kilos. Okay, 29 kilos, just like this. And because I was late, because the train actually came late from Termini to the airport, to Fiumicino, and we arrived exactly at the airport, but then we had to walk. You know, there's a lot of terminals in this big this international airport, and because my friends who were with me, they had no luggage, they were like running towards the boarding, and I took a wrong route. I went to another route, and because there was a lot of people, it's crazy. And that's how I now, when I think about that story, and I lost my flight, when I think about that story, I said, oh man, when I go, I take my bag, one bag, I try to squeeze whatever I need. If I need more, I can purchase. But when I'm going, I go for 3 to 5 days nowadays. But when I go for a long trip, the same mentality is gonna apply. I will do like same mentality thing to apply, you know, to apply for this for long term. You know, maybe it's not like small luggage like the Ryanair if you're traveling in Europe, but 40 liters, maybe, okay, 40 liters, and that's it. Okay, the most important for me are the electronics. Okay, I think I have some questions for that. That's a small bag, because I would do the content creation and things like that. So I need the cameras, batteries, chargers, etc., etc. So that's much more important to have space for that, you know. All right. In fact, yeah, content creation is here. You see, what camera and gear do you use for your vlogs? I'm pretty simple, and I always love to keep things simple. The more complicated it is, complexity is the thief of execution. Let me take a sip of that. So I still use my beloved camera. I don't know the price nowadays if you find it, because this is quite an old camera. They're not selling this anymore, but you might be lucky. Okay, you might be lucky. So I use this Sony. Okay, this is Sony FDR X3000. This is what I use. You see all my shorts, the vlogs, everything. Now sometimes I use my phone. Okay, sometimes I use my phone, but this is pretty much what I use. I've got like 3-4 batteries that when I go, you know, for my expeditions, I fully charge and take with me. For a tripod, I use the Ulanzi. This was like M14, MT14, because now with the sweat it's all gone. But this is my tripod. Okay, it's very small, as you can see. It's like a palm of my hand. I can remove this, and it becomes even smaller. So I can remove this head. They call it the head here. This is just for when I do like some scenic kind of views, shots. You know, when I walk past right beside my camera. So that's why I need this as well. And it's a tripod that goes even bigger, you know. You see, you have these legs that go bigger as well if you want to or if you need. So I love this company, Ulanzi. Maybe in the future I would love to do a deal with them, you know. Maybe they sponsor one of the videos or they become a sponsor on my channel. Who knows? I would love to see that. I would love to see that. So that's my tripod, my camera, my tripod. Then I would love to start using also my phone, maybe do a live every now and then when I'm outside. So I have this Joby small, look how small it is, and pretty awesome. So I have this Joby tripod for my phone. So look, see, my phone is here. I can put it like this. And I can put it like this. See? And I can put it on the table. I can use it also like this. You can do whatever you want. So I'm using this as well. The camera is built in with the mic, so I don't need an external mic or everything. And what I need and what I might be getting is a small light, you know, which attaches to my phone, and I can use it in the evening, because this camera, it's not good in the evening, you know, when there is no light or low light. And that's basically my camera things, you know, camera gear, my camera gear for my vlogs. All right, how do you edit your vlogs? How do you edit your videos? Or does someone else do that for you? No, absolutely not. Okay, I do record and edit my videos, and I use Premiere Pro mostly, like 99.9%, and then sometimes I use CapCut for the captions in English, but mostly when I use when I speak, like when I have interaction in Maltese, since I'm filming right now most content here in Malta, we don't have AI that gives us the accurate transcription when it comes to the language Maltese, so I have to write them down. So it takes a lot of time. Believe me, guys, it takes a lot of time to do that, much more than the edit sometimes. But since I do my content in English, and I've been also hammered with this, you know, locals, some locals, you know, they say, talking Maltese. It's not because I don't talk Maltese or I don't like to talk Maltese. It's nonsense. But I always wanted to show the experiences, the everything, you know, with the language that is international language. You know, there are content creators who are Italians perhaps, and they do the content in English. So it's a thinking kind of thing, you know. And when I go to these like small businesses over here, I will tell them, hey, would you like to do it in English? For me, this is how I work. Or if you're comfortable, feel comfortable to talk in Maltese. For me, it's not up to me, but I would love to do it in English so I can give you more content, less time to edit and everything. But again, it's whatever it feels comfortable to that family, to that individual. So again, it's not up to me, you know. I don't pretend, you know, if there's someone like senior that I've met in Sigiwi and I start talking with them in English. It doesn't make sense, you know. You need to know your place. You need to know how you interact. These are like techniques, how to interact, how easily I can start a conversation with anyone, you know. And I had bad ones as well. It's not just the good ones, because some people think that you have an agenda, or you're like, I don't know, you're a journalist. I had a funny encounter in Shaira with these with a gentleman, if I can call him a gentleman actually, but you know, this guy was it was a public area, first of all, public space. It was a park. I did like a hike. I think you might have seen this video. If not, go check out the video where I did the epic hunt from Shaira to Marsa Scala, and there was in this there was an area with trailers, you know, with how do you call them, trailers? I think they call them trailers, you know, where people can stay. They like have a mobile home kind of thing. And I was doing, you know, showing around. I don't know who's there and who's this and that. And I think maybe then later on when this happened, I said maybe some media, they give them a hard time, etc., etc. And because he saw me filming a camera, he like went like a pit bull, you know, like it's like, what the heck is wrong with this guy, you know? And sometimes you encounter this, you find this, you know, these individuals as well, everywhere, not just here. All right. How did you grow your following on social media? Bit by bit. I don't have influence, you know. I don't have like content creators who put me on their channel and I blew up or anything. Slow by slow, a piece of content after a piece of content, a video after a video, a vlog after a vlog, an interaction after an interaction, and someone loved it and shared it. Someone commented, it got discovered, and slowly, now we're growing slowly, nothing big, but that's how. Just being somehow consistent with what you put out, you know. Do you ever get tired of filming? No, absolutely. We're with this introduction of mobile phones and everything, it's hard to say no. I'll say yes to this question because we always see something. Oh, the sunset. There's the so since I was like 14, photographs, started with photography and like photographs and everything with the film, you know. I had this Canon Ixus 2. I still have it somewhere, you know, with the film, and I had to go to the city to when I lived in Scotland to get the photos every week. And it's because of passion. It's passion. I mean, hitting record, saying and showing around, for me, I could do it all the time since I have energy. So definitely I don't get tired of filming. All right, let's see. We've got like 4 or 5 questions left and we're gonna wrap this up. Okay, so what's the most amazing travel experience you've ever had? All right. So the most amazing travel experience I've ever had. You know, these questions, sometimes it's hard to answer because how can you justify which was better or not? I mean, I could say like Florence. I love the experience in Florence when I've been to the city, and then we went to a nice bistecca Fiorentina restaurant, and there's the Ponte Vecchio. You know, that's a simple experience. But then there is the I think Spain also. I did live in Spain for 6 months. Then I took like a week and a half, and I traveled in Andalusia region by myself with a backpack, like small bag. So I went to, I can't remember the route, but I designed the route prior to go. So I told them that I'm gonna stop working because I knew my flight was in 2 weeks. So I had the chance to pack, and I went to Fuengirola, I went to Nerja. What was the name? I went to Gibraltar, but in another trip, not this one. But I went to Algeciras. I went to Cordoba. I went to Cadiz, Jerez de la Frontera. So many places, you know. And I had to use my Spanish, which at that time I I was quite good, you know. I wasn't fluent, but I had to overcome that, you know. Nobody spoke any English there, so to order food, to do all the things. I wish I had a camera at that time, but I also only have photos. I've met some of my old friends that I used to work in Scotland when I went to Algeciras. Actually, on that trip, I went to also to Gibraltar, but I went to what's the name? Where there is the Alhambra? I cannot remember the Granada. Granada. So I went to Granada. I didn't go inside the Alhambra because the queue was like crazy and I had a limited time. Once I slept on the beach, which was crazy. I think it was Torremolinos or something like that. I think Torremolinos or Fuengirola. I slept on that beach just to experience it as well. You know, that's one of the best as well. You know, we went to the Highlands. So many trips. The island hopping in Greece. So many. Wales also. So many to list. But these are some of them. Anyway. Okay, couple of more questions, actually 3 or 4. So, have you ever felt unsafe while traveling? I can say, I think maybe Belgrade. I think Belgrade was a bit dodgy, you know. Maybe we were in the like dodgy side, you know, of a big city like Belgrade. You know, the people, like the areas, maybe made it this had this feeling for us towards it, but not really unsafe. Not really that unsafe. But again, you know, the taxi scam happened there. I had one taxi scam happen there. So, you know, you have the thinking that this place is gonna be like, you know what I mean? So maybe I could, if I can mention a name, it could be Belgrade. I went there 2000, maybe 13, 2000. I don't know. I don't remember, but maybe 2013 or maybe 2016, something like that. Okay, how do you handle it? How do you handle it? You go with the flow. If you panic, okay, you need to be calm. So, just to give you that example about the taxi scam, I gave him, I think their money, they have like $200 bill and 2000. Or maybe 20 or 200, I can't remember, but something like that. I handed him the money that he requested, which was 20, and I gave him 200, so I needed the change, and he quickly managed to do the scam that I gave him less. Like, come on, man, we're 3 people here, you know. We were 3 people. He went in a area where there were his friends, you know, other taxi, and this is how I was like getting a bit nervous. I had to raise my voice a bit, so I put a stand. It's not for the money, but for his action. And that's how I kept then said, listen, there's nothing I can do. He's not gonna regret his action and give me the money back. So I said some words in Maltese, you know what I mean? And I told the guys, let's go, you know? It's just another day, and after 5 minutes we forgot it and we continued with our holiday. So that's the best way how to handle it. Because if you stress about it, and if you like, some items are more valuable than just 200, I don't know, of their money, or 20, whatever it was, you know. It could have been the phone, it could have been your wallet, like credit card, stolen, you know, like this pickpockets that happens pretty much in big cities in Europe. So it could have been everything. you need to be calm. You need to remain calm. Somehow you need to find yourself, remain calm, so you can still function what to do and what to do next. To make a report, police station, to find help, you know. Maybe you have a contact in that area and things like that. That's how I would handle it. Because if you go crazy, you're gonna feel sorry and you're gonna go more crazier. So you cannot function with that kind of mindset. All right, what's the biggest mistake you've made while traveling? Biggest mistake? There's none. I don't regret anything that maybe I did or anything. I don't know. Maybe mistake traveling with someone who I didn't know that much. One case, I was in Belgium, Brussels. This guy, I had to carry his passport because in the airport, he lost it twice. Imagine, can you imagine? He dropped his passport in the airport twice. We had to. Once there was a lady who, after we did the checkout, the check-in, she tapped on my shoulder. A few meters, she tapped on my shoulder and said, "Hello, sir. Is this your passport?" And I opened it. It was Maltese passport. I opened it and saw this guy that I didn't know prior to this travel, because we won like a competition and we went to Brussels for a like 2 or 3 day event. It was like entrepreneurship event, and I saw his face and, "Man, this is your passport. What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I think it has dropped." That's the first one. This is the same flight, same like time. Then few moments later, went into shops, you know, like passing time before we start boarding and things like that. He said, "I can't find my passport." And I said, "Oh no, man, again?" I said, "Man, it's just a few minutes and we need to board. What's going on?" And I told him, "Calm down, let's go retrace where you've been, you know, that shop. And we found it in a shop. Someone found it, gave it to the cashier, and I told him, "Give me your ticket and passport, because I'm not trusting you in this flight to leave Brussels, so we can go home." So maybe that one mistake, traveling with someone like stranger that you don't really know something about. And really, this guy, I only knew his name. That's it. Then I found out where he stayed and where he lived and things like that. Anyway, and last questions are, how do you deal with homesickness? I think by experience, this one, even when I was 18 and I lived abroad, I learned how to deal with that. Maybe not communicating with your family. At that time, internet was in the really beginnings. We didn't have internet on the phone when I was abroad for a year, so only calling. I had to get pay card, so kind of that helped. But focusing on the now. I think focusing on the now, making goals, what you want to achieve while you're there, what you want to see. If, for example, in my case, if I want to record 5 videos, I need to plan on what I'm gonna show in the videos, or where I'm gonna go. So it takes off your mind of home, like home. So that's my take on it. And the last question is, how do you ever get tired of traveling? No, man, how? It's a travel bug. I mean, my dad gave me this travel bug when I was 11, and I could already feel that time, 11, putting the seatbelt on my first flight. I said, this is the most exciting thing in the world. So I don't think so. Maybe in next 10 years I could say, well, I prefer to travel less, or in these locations, like close by, not long flights. But I don't think I will. We'll see in the future. But again, depends on obviously on the commitments and things like that. But definitely it's a no at this time. All right, I'm gonna take my last sip of tea, and I'm gonna wrap up this live stream. So thank you for all these questions. I hope that I gave you some value actually. Leave a comment below if you're watching this recorded. Let me know maybe some other things that you want me to cover, or maybe places that you want to go, or if you have other questions, maybe we'll do this some other day, some other time. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace out, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I didn't mention this. Make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. You can support me also, buy me a coffee link you can find down below if you want to support the channel for more videos and everything else, for all the our work on the channel. And I will see you on another video, vlog, or maybe a live stream some other time. Have a great evening wherever you're watching, and talk to you soon.